Okay, I need a break from politics. It's time to do some whatever podcast. Like I mentioned before, to me, it's usually kind of a rage bait. It's sometimes I feel like some of my brain cells died within those 20 minutes watching it. But hey, I think it might be a little bit easier to digest than the politics. So let's see what's going on today. Apparently, some girl thinks having a dating roster is good. Man, okay, I'll leave all the reactions for the video.
We have Shannon. Shannon, you said you're...
Who the fuck's Shannon?
Hold on. Dating apps complicate but also help current dating. Having a dating roster, talking to multiple men at once while dating as a woman is a good thing.
I think that a lot of men date multiple women at once, and that women should also probably be dating multiple men at once. I think having a roster that you're not sleeping with is probably a good thing when you are dating, just to kind of have different options, I guess, and just kind of like see who you're a best fit with, but also to not waste your own time.
What? I don't know, guys. I've been always like one girl type of guy, so for me, rosters never work. I remember once I was about to break up with my ex, or she was about to break up, like it didn't work at all, right? And I'm like, okay, well, there's a girl I like, let's talk to her. And then there was another girl. Never worked for me to talk to multiple girls at the same time. I know the guys are different, right? Like my case is not the same like, I don't know, 5 other guys you can meet. But come on. Especially if the girl has a roster, why would I waste my time? Like, really? Either pay 100% attention to me or that's it, right? Like, it's ridiculous. What are we talking about? And it's funny because the girls, for the longest time, were complaining about the guys talking to multiple girls. And now they want to do the same. And they were complaining how the guys don't want to settle. But again, now the girl is going to do the same thing. Damn, this generation's doomed. Like, it's getting worse and worse.
Okay.
I can't wait for Andrew.
Who do you think has the ability to be dating multiple people? Like, who has a better ability to do that, men or women? Because you said, well, a lot of guys do this, ergo, women should do it too, because men do it.
I think it's only fair that both do it. I mean, in the talking stages in the dating world, I think that some people only talk to one person at a time, but I think majority of people who are looking for a long-term relationship, they go on dates with multiple people at the same time to kind of feel it out.
Nah. It all comes to, sorry, but who pays for the date? Like, if the girl has a roster of people, she literally lives for free. She's a gold digger even though she doesn't sleep with them. Like, if you go on a different date every day of the week, like, how can I respect you when you're letting someone pay for you every single time, right? That's ridiculous. With the guy, if the guy dates or talks to multiple girls, chances are that he's paying for them. So he must be able to afford it. But again, like I said, for me, mentally, the way I work, it never worked. I mean, never. I tried once, but it's not something I prefer, right? It's just ridiculous. And another thing is, like, look, I'm married right now. Happily married. Once you know who you want. Like, if you have 2-3 girls, every guy knows who they want if they're looking for the relationship. So honestly, if the guy is looking for the relationship and he still has a roster, he didn't find the girl he wants. So it's not about relationship, it's about one night stands, friends with benefits, all of that, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I knew on the first date that I wanted to marry this girl who's my wife right now. So yeah, rosters, I don't think that works for relationship. And her saying, oh, if you're serious about the relationship, you should have a roster. What? What do you expect? So what?
Now, you said it's only fair if both do it. Is it,
Nah.
going back to the previous discussion, is it only fair that women pay for dates? Or pay for themselves on dates, excuse
Here
me.
we go, yeah.
If a woman wants to pay for herself on a date, she can, but I don't think that's the norm.
Nah. If the woman has the roster, she should have a decency enough to go 50-50. I'm not saying she should pay for the full date, right? That's ridiculous. But look, if you have 7 dates in a week with 7 different guys, you should go 50-50. You shouldn't pretend like you're so interested in them and just getting the free dinners and whatever. Oh boy.
Dates with multiple people at the same time to kind of feel it out.
Now, you said it's only fair if both do it. Is it, going back to the previous discussion, is it only fair that women pay for dates? Or pay for themselves on dates, excuse me?
If a woman wants to pay for herself on a date, she can, but I don't think that's the norm.
Why not?
Because of what I said before, there's chivalry. A lot of men still want to, at least for the first couple dates, pay to show romantic interest.
No.
Damn, I'm gonna pause a lot over here. Are you serious? So you're talking about the roster, but then at the same time you're like, oh, the man should show the chivalry. Are you serious? Again, it comes to what I said. Like, she's gonna have 7 free dinners, and in the end she's gonna tell all of them, oh, we're just friends. And I'm talking from my personal experience. Like, there was multiple girls that I went for one dinner, paid for them, right? And then I'm like, okay, let's go again. It looks good. Paid again, then paid again, then paid again. And in the end, I'm hearing, oh, we're just friends. I'm sorry, you think I'm paying for my friends? Oh, yes, for sure. I'm paying for all of my friends. Yeah. Ridiculous, man.
No, none of them anymore want to pay for.
They don't
dates
want to do
anymore.
that anymore?
No.
Well, then they're probably not getting second or third dates.
So
Right.
well then it's not really a matter of, because you kind of frame this like I'm doing this big
Gold digger.
favor to them by allowing them to embrace their chivalrous nature
Yep.
and pay for my date. Wow, how nice of me to do that for them. But as it turns out, that's not really the case. The case is that you just want them to pay for the date, right? That's actually what the case
Yep.
is.
I think because it shows romantic interest. I think a lot of women, if a man doesn't pay for the first or second date, they think, oh, maybe this guy is just interested in being friends, or they see down the line, oh, we're going to be going 50-50 on everything if I'm already paying 50-50 for a first date, or if I'm paying fully for the first date, then what makes me think this man's not gold digging after me?
What makes him think that you're not gold digging after him? Like, no, this is ridiculous. Like, I believe the same way, like, the guys know, the girls know after first date or on the first date if they want the second date, if there's a chance of some relationship or something like that. And yet most of the girls are still like leading the guys on just to get the dinners out of them. It's ridiculous. Like, yeah, I think the guy should pay for the first date, but at the same time, if the girl knows that there's not going to be second date, she should say it. She should pay her half or whatever. And I think it actually happened to me once in Czech Republic that the girl paid her half, like offered, insisted, paid for it, and we never see each other again. And that's okay, right? Like, if you're honest, upfront, I agree with that, but you're pretending like, oh, if the guy wants me, he needs to pay for me. Well, does it mean that there's gonna be a relationship or no? You know, like, because I know so many girls who are just gonna abuse it. And I've been victim of that as well. And honestly, my wife was great. Like the first time I considered it a date, she said we're just hanging out. And I know she offered to go 50-50. I don't know if we went in the end. But then on the first official date, I paid for dinner and then she paid for something smaller. You know, it was kind of natural, just trying to make the other person happy. And what really got me with my wife was she flew to LA and she saw a Superman mug and she just brought it to me. Bought it. I didn't have birthday, it wasn't Christmas or anything. She just saw it, thought about me, and bought it for me. And it sounds silly, but I never experienced it, right? It was always me giving. So that's how I knew she's the one. And honestly, first date, I knew that I want to date her. Third date, I knew I love her. And month in, I knew I want to marry her. So stop with all of this like, roster thingy. No, that's just excuse.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's going 50-50 with you, I don't understand what's the actual problem with that.
On the first couple dates, I think a lot of women, it's kind of like guys are keeping it safe, like, oh, I don't want to spend all this money on this girl, but you know that if they were with like their dream woman, then they would have usually no problem paying the entire thing. So it's kind of showing.
Girl, you think they're gonna waste some money on you when they don't see any potential, either one night stand or relationship? Like, who are you talking to? I'm sorry, I wouldn't waste my money on the girl that I have no interest in. What are you talking about?
Well, couldn't
Their
you just
interest
reverse
level.
the logic there and say, okay,
Oh, sorry, I know what she's talking about. Pretty much what Andrew just said. I think he's leading somewhere else, but yeah, the girls do that. They just go for a dinner even if they don't see a future, right? And I'm not saying all the girls, obviously. There are some good girls. But unfortunately, look, in Prague, I lived with 3 other girls. I know how it works when the girls go out. They go out completely broke because they know they're gonna get drinks from the guys. And my friends admitted it. And if we compared how much I spent for the drinks and how much they spent for the drinks, I spent like 10, 15 times more. Well, sometimes even more, right? Because they didn't pay for a single drink. It's ridiculous.
if you're with your dream man, you'd have no problem paying for everything?
Personally, my dream man would not have me paying for everything.
Yeah, but that's beside the point, right? So I understand that's not your preference, but couldn't the logic itself be applied the same way? So if you say, the type of man, my dream guy, the dream guy is going to pay for everything, wouldn't the reverse of that for the man be, okay, the dream girl pays for everything? Wouldn't that be the same standard applied?
Sure, if that's what their dream woman does, then that's their dream woman. You can't argue that.
So how is the idea that you want them to pay for the meal anything short of entitlement?
I don't think it's entitled. I think that, what is he doing?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I think that's just kind of how our society has normally been, that men show chivalry through these acts of whether it be
Paying
holding.
for all your shit?
Not all of it, but I
Nice.
think at the very beginning of dating, there is the courting phase where a man should bring flowers, should hold the doors open, and pay for the date.
Wait,
What does the woman do?
It's interesting how we got from roster to chivalry and flowers and all of that. And hey, again, I agree. Like, as a guy, I think you know if you want to be with the girl or not. And then, sure, if it's worth it. Like, my wife was worth it. I bought her flowers. I still opened the door for her, right? That's how I was raised. I don't even think that's chivalry. But I think it's only natural for the guys if they're really interested in the girl. But at the same time, I think it's wrong from the girl to assume that the guy's gonna pay dinner for her. You know? Like, I think the minimum she can is to offer to go 50-50, and then the guy should be like, no, I got it. Right? But for her just to sit there like, yes, pay for me, peasant, it's ridiculous. And especially, like I said, most of these girls, they know it's not gonna lead anywhere, and they're just toying with the guy. And like I said, it happened to me multiple times until I met my wife. So in the end, it was kind of worth it, right? And kind of kept my body count low thanks to that, thanks to these horrible experiences. But hey, like, again, I'm not saying all girls are bad, but there's definitely a lot of girls who are just taking advantages like that.
To show up.
Yes, I was going to say,
Yeah.
what should women do then?
You should show up looking your best and prepared for the date, and I would hope
So
that
nothing.
I-
So the expectation is
I
that you
would-
put on makeup and show up? That's really the
makeup's
expectation?
pretty expensive.
Oh boy. Do we have to do
That's
the math
true.
on this? Wait, is that the justification though?
Is this just like a summary of the podcast?
What is?
What this person
Oh, here,
dragging
I think
us
it's
like-
pull it
somebody
up
who
later.
would never
We'll-
had a
we'll
chance
pull it
with
up
any of
later.
us anyways.
We'll pull it up later. Disregard.
No, I think that women go into dates with the expectation, some women, of that I want this to be a long-term committed relationship. And I think a guy even having a woman give them the courtesy of going on a date with them when so many women are nervous and afraid to go out one-on-one on dates with men, like, yeah, I think...
So it's a privilege. It's a privilege to pay for your date.
I think it's a privilege. Yeah, I think it's a privilege to be seen out in public with a woman you find attractive.
So it's not that women are privileged in that you're privileged because you have the expectation that men will pay for the dates they go on. It's actually that men are privileged because they're allowed to take you on a date. They should be.
There was an amazing quote that I heard years ago, and I keep talking about it. The quote is, "We all pay for sex, but the prostitutes are honest about the price." Can't be any more true. Let's be honest, all the single guys know that. Pretty much all the guys know that, right? And this just proves it. So what am I paying for? Is it like am I paying for the ticket to spend some time with the girl? It's ridiculous. No, it's brutal. Like, yes, you're privileged because people can see you with me. Guess what? We can be friends and people will still see us together. And we'll probably be even closer. Also, I don't know how Andrew does that. He definitely wants to laugh hearing these opinions. And I don't want to be mean.
Grateful
Yeah,
those
I
sons
mean,
of bitches.
to even back in the day, to even like be on a date with a woman, you had to usually like ask her father and have a good job and already have some type of like thing you could provide to her to even
Yeah,
get
but
the
that's an
first
appeal.
date.
You're just appealing to history, right? That is not the day we live in. That is not the age we live in.
Some people
you definitely
like
don't
my-
have to ask women's fathers to take them
You
on
don't.
dates. You-
Some do though, and there's some people who are still old-fashioned in that sense.
yeah, but they're
Are the girls old-fashioned? Like, what are we talking about? She was just talking about having a roster. And now she's old-fashioned? Like, seriously? Did you see how much body count went up in last 10, 15 years? And you're gonna compare it with 50 years ago? How people were old-fashioned? Like, that's ridiculous. What are we talking about? Like, 10 years ago, I think normal body count in at least Czech Republic was around 10. Like, everything above 10 was considered kind of a lot. And now, with OnlyFans and everything, like, it looks like average body count is like 20, 30, which to me is kind of crazy. And we're gonna talk about all times, like 50 years ago, when, yes, if you wanted to go on a date, you had to talk to the father, but then the girl was literally just interested in you. She wasn't dating anyone else. She was probably a virgin. And yeah, like the times were completely different.
There's expectations that came with that. So, for instance, the expectation for chivalry, you can't just give the one side of the coin and say, well, once upon a time, men were very chivalrous, and they were only, when they would take us on dates, they'd pay for everything, they would bring us flowers, et cetera, et cetera. That's all true. But what about the other side of the coin, which was the women's responsibility? Like, oh, here's one, you only date one guy at a time,
Yep.
right? You're not dating any other guy while you're dating one guy. That would be a responsibility that the woman had. They're always on time. They're always presentable. Also, they're good company. That would have been a requirement for them as well. None of those are requirements for women now. Why would any of those be requirements for men?
I mean, for some men, having a woman who's good company is a requirement, and those women who don't bring that to the table for that particular guy also don't get second or third dates.
Yeah, but your expectation isn't that just traditional men pay for the dates. The expectation would be non-traditional men also pay for the dates, right?
If you're a non-traditional man, and then you wouldn't necessarily pay for the date, that makes sense. But most traditional men would pay for a first date.
And is that what you're after, as a traditional man?
I'm kind of in the middle because I'm not planning to be a stay-at-home mom, so I don't need someone who's a full-blown provider.
So then why do they pay for the date? I don't get why. What are they paying for the date for if they're traditional men?
They value that a woman is out being their company and they enjoy the company.
Do you think that when men were chivalrously paying for everything for women, that they would have the expectation?
Dude, these girls will be so screwed once we have those AI girlfriends or the girlfriend robots or whatever. Like, do you realize nowadays company? Dude, people are talking to ChatGPT. What makes you think that you're better than just putting the headphones, have a dinner at home alone and talk to ChatGPT? Like, I don't want to be mean, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it yet. It's probably gonna come, but
That the women would be virgins?
Probably
Ooh,
back in the
here we
day,
go.
yeah.
Yeah, and do you think that they can have any such expectation now?
Some men, yeah. Some men do want women who are
No,
virgins.
no. Do you think that they can have the expectation that almost any woman they go on a date with is actually going to be a virgin in this day and age?
They could ask beforehand, or they could get to know
Yeah,
the
no,
woman
but
and
that's
figure
not
it
my
out.
question. My question is, do you think that most men would have the expectation that basically any woman they went on a date with would be a virgin?
I think it depends on how they met the woman. If it's off of a random dating app, then perhaps.
Wait, I just got.
okay, no, the expectation going on the date, for me, back in the day, the expectation is that there's a chance to have a relationship. That if we click, we're gonna have a relationship. However, so many times you click, there's no other date. Or you click, you keep paying, then you find out they have a boyfriend. Like, that happened as well, right? So, I don't know, like, guys don't want that much. Like, if you're available and interested, go on the date. If you're anything else, don't. Done deal. And yeah, like, virgin nowadays, no. And that's exactly, the times have changed, right? Like, the guys are not gonna expect that. But like Andrew said, like, why should guy be an old school if the girl's not old school? Like, if tomorrow she's gonna have a date with someone else, why would I continue wasting my time? It's ridiculous.
Come in on that, but do random women on dating apps have the expectation that men should pay for first dates?
Usually, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But
we
just
can't,
because a
but they
woman's
can't have
not
the,
a virgin doesn't mean you don't pay for the first date.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So all you're doing is saying that men should have this holdover responsibility of chivalry from a bygone era where they had the expectation that the women that they were with were only dating them and also were virgins. Don't you think that that's kind of a raw end of the deal for men now?
Well, men nowadays can, it's legal to go 50-50 or have a woman pay on a first date. It's not illegal. It's just preferences.
It never was.
Yeah, it's just preferences. So, sure, men back in the day wanted to go and pay for everything for specifically a virgin. And now the goalpost has shifted where men want to go on dates with women and they may or may not be virgins. But it's kind of an odd thing to ask before going on the first date.
Well, wait, almost none of them are going to be. Almost none.
Okay, then they should hold out for someone who is, if that's what they want.
Right, but why? So basically, if a woman or if a man would have the preference of a very low body count or virgin woman, and it goes out on any date with a woman who isn't that, why the hell would he pay for everything? That just makes no sense.
Then he wouldn't, and that's not the girl for him. So I understand him wanting to go 50-50, but also
Me too.
there wouldn't be a first date. Like, I think if you have these sort of, not rule breakers, but like dating non-negotiables, then that's something that you should probably put in the talking stage before you go on a physical date with that person and spend your hard-earned money.
Yeah, but why should there be an expectation if a woman is not traditional? She slept with like many, many men, for instance, okay? Or any number of these non-traditional traits that modern women have. Why should they have any expectation to have any sort of traditionalism out of a man, like paying for dates, opening doors, and chivalry? I don't
That's
understand.
good.
How's that
Yep.
anything other than entitlement? I'm not going to do any of the expectations for the things that women used to do for this chivalry, but I still want the chivalry. Can you explain how that's not actually
I have a perfect answer to that. It's DEI. They think that if they're girls, they're gonna get whatever they want, right? But no, like it's literally like if you compare it, like, oh, I finished a high school or college, so I can get a job as a lawyer. No, that's not how that works. Like, you need to deserve it. You need to have some education experience, right? Obviously, as a girl, okay, maybe bad example, but yeah, like you need to have some worth as well. It's not like, oh, I'm a girl, he's gonna pay for me. And like, I'm sorry, here we go. That's I'm gonna try to be not as mean as I would want to be, but look, all the other girls didn't say a single word. How ridiculous it is that this girl is talking about that. Okay, she should be glad if the guy wants to go 50-50 on the bill. Because then the guy's gonna probably pay more than what he ate. Here, I said it. I'm sorry. But like, look at all of these girls. No one's commenting, no one's fighting, nothing. And this girl is gonna complain that the guy wants to go 50-50. What, is she feminist? Probably is. Probably feminist on the left, everything. Like, look, the minimum you can do is take care of your body. Like, you're saying the guy need to do this and this and this for me. What are you doing? You can hit the gym, you can eat healthy, you can do 1,000 other things, and it's gonna be good for you. But then at the same time, and this is gonna sound weird, like, worth, I don't think she's worthless. Like, don't get me wrong, she might be intelligent, sweet, and everything. But like, like, you need to put in some work. Like, you can't go to the date with, well, I'm a girl, so you're gonna pay for me. You understand? And the same thing, like, so this is what happened to my former best friend. he was always nerd, right? We started going to the gym, he liked it, he started to going more and more and more, and his long-term girlfriend didn't. So she was just home gaining weight and more. And in the end, he's like, hey, like if I can go to the gym, get some muscles, lose the belly, I want her to do the same. Like, it's not that hard, right? Like, I'm improving myself and she's just pretty much getting worse. So he tried to persuade her. They went to the gym a couple of times. She didn't like it. So she stayed sitting on the couch. And in the end, he's like, no, I can't do it anymore. Found a younger girl who's fit. And that's how it works. That's how it works. Like, yes, it's cool that you're a girl, but that doesn't mean that you're entitled to anything. The same like a guy. Like, look, I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'4". Does it mean that I get every girl I want before I met my wife? No. But I'm 6'4", right? I should be entitled. But no, that's not how that works. What the hell, right? So, like, I don't understand how they think. But again, like, it's really ridiculous that neither one of these girls have any comments to this.
Entitlement?
I guess it's just to each their own. Like, I would expect a man to not be a virgin, I would expect a man to not be a virgin, but still be wanting to pay on a first date. So why myself going on a first date potentially as a non-virgin, would I expect a man to not want to pay? I mean, if
you're not a virgin and he's not a virgin, I still don't understand why he's paying here.
Because
I still
men
don't get
value
that.
having a woman to go out with. If he didn't want to pay, he didn't want to be there, he wouldn't ask the person on the date in the first place.
Well, that's bizarre. If you wouldn't accept, I would hope, if you didn't want to be there and didn't want to go with him, unless it was just for the purpose of getting like a free dinner out of it.
No,
Everyone
I don't think
knows
most
that.
women are going
Well,
on
then if
first
it's not,
dates
if
for
you're not
that.
going to get free shit, then you're there for the same reason he's there, right?
No, I'm there to see if there's potential for a long-term relationship.
That's-
I think
You
a
should
lot
know
of-
that
There
before.
I think he's there for the potential of a long-term relationship or a short-term relationship. I think
So would
men
any
go
other
out
woman.
with any
So
woman.
but that's the preferences of almost anybody. So any woman going out with a man, it could be the same thing, right? But the thing is, I assume that if a man asks you out, you're not there because you want free shit. You're there because you want to know the potentiality of having a long-term relationship with him.
Yes.
If that is the case, then again, you haven't really shown me why he's supposed to pay for everything other than you just want him to.
Well, we answered
Yep.
the love at first sight question, so most of us agree that love at first sight isn't a thing, but attraction and wanting to get to know the person further is. So if you've been messaging on a dating app or you met in person, you already have this initial attraction and want to get to know the person
Yep.
more. So then, if you're a guy and you want the chance of getting to know a woman further, usually you would pay for the date and not go 50-50 because
Well, wait. Isn't the woman going on the date to also do the same thing, get to know him further? Otherwise, why is she going?
yeah, and I want to know what kind of guy you are, and if you're going to make me pay for the bill or split, that's to me a bad sign of a long-term relationship. Like, you're already expecting off the bat for me to be paying half.
Why is that an unreasonable expectation?
Just for me personally, it's just not my cup of tea. I just don't think that it shows true romantic interest. Like, I want them to be investing in the relationship, not only time, but also some finances.
I mean, it seems like a complete double standard, but I won't belabor the point.
I think that's why a lot of guys maybe don't get second or third dates, because sometimes it's just from splitting the bill. Maybe some women just don't like that approach. But also, I think maybe if the chemistry and the vibe is off, and even if the guy pays the whole bill, they might not get a second or third date because the vibe's just off. It just kind of depends on the person you're dating.
Wow. Wow. That was worth it. Yep. Oh man. I feel like right now kind of invincible to losing some brain cells thanks to all of the politics we covered in the last couple of months. But hey, to unpack it, I think the guy should pay for a first date. But the girl should not accept it if there's not gonna be a second date or if she doesn't see some romantic interest. And also, like, if there's gonna be a second date or if you're interested, you should let the guy know something like, oh, I'm gonna pay next time, or offer that you're gonna go 50-50. And don't just sit there and be like, he's gonna take it, he's gonna cover it. Like, don't really. Like, okay, I'll pay for you, but why would I go out again with you when you're showing no interest, not even fake interest in splitting the bill? Like, imagine we get married. How should I know I'm gonna have a support from you? You know? And again, I think the guys, and I always try to cover as much as I can, but look, sometimes you're short on money, right? Or what does it mean? That you have a girlfriend, but if you're short on money, you can't go for the dinner when you're able to pay, let's say, only a half? It's ridiculous. And yeah, like Andrew said, like you can't be old-fashioned, but at the same time being modern girl. Like, what are you expecting? And let's remember, this whole conversation started because of the dating pools or rosters. So she's fighting for the guys paying for her dinner or date, but at the same time she's talking to 3 guys at the same time. No, thank you. Like, if we're having dinner or date and you keep checking your phone because someone else is writing you, that's it. See you next time. Well, no, not next time. Someone else can see you, not me. And honestly, I don't know. Now, being married, have past experience, again, it's gonna sound weird because I'm married. I don't give a fuck about anyone else and my wife right now. But if I wasn't married, and I see someone texting all the time to someone else, I would be like, you know what? Let's go 50-50 and that's it. Done. Like, if you don't give me 100% of your attention, why would I pay 100% of the bill, pretty much, right? And the same thing, guys. Like, if you don't see any future, any romantic future, why would you pay 100%? Yeah, chivalry, and like I said, like, I still think the guy should pay, but don't let them lead you on, dude. Like, if you feel something's weird, it probably is, and you're not gonna get rid of that feeling. So don't just continue and waste money. And like I said, I still remember this one experience. It was my colleague. So I worked as a personal trainer in the gym, right? And she started working out with me, so it was fun, blah, 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 right? We went for dinner to the club, and then another dinner, and then movie, and I was paying for everything. So we had like 4 dates, and then she tells me that it wasn't dates, that we're just friends. And I'm like, bitch, you think I'm paying for my friends? Really? It was ridiculous. And yeah, like, guys, don't do that. Don't do that. And girls, don't be like that. Like, be honest. Don't gold dig on the guys. Like, yes, it's bad if you go on one date to get a free dinner, but if you continue going for the dates and entertainment to get free shit, I don't know what to tell you.